Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys at Magic. This is Hunter, Shane, Steven, and David. Say what up, boys.
Yo.
Hello.
What's up, nerds?
We are back. This time we are going to be doing our Commander Grades series. This time we are taking a look at the Brothers War Precon product. That is going to be the Precon EDH decks from the set. We got 6 brand new legendary creatures from the Precon products. That is 2 decks. That would be Mishra's Burnished Banner and Urza's Iron Alliance. So let's go ahead and jump straight into it. But before we do, hit that subscribe button to subscribe to the channel, see more awesome content like this, and like the video if you liked it. So this first one, Ashnod the Uncaring. Ashnod the Uncaring is 2, a blue, a black, and a red for a 1/4 legendary creature human artificer. It has Death Touch and says whenever you activate an ability of an artifact or creature that isn't a mana ability, if 1 or more permanents were sacrificed to activate it, you may copy that ability. You may choose new targets for the copy. Shane, what do we think of this?
I think that they completely missed something huge, dude. Why did they not let Ashnod's altar work with Ashnod? Why?
Because that would be broken.
But that's what it does. Like, that would have been sick. But now it's just like, okay, can't use Ashnod with Ashnod. I don't know, I'm just kind of pissed about that. I'm pissed for David as well.
Yeah, it kind of wants to feed into the other Ashnod, where you sacrifice something from your graveyard to make a 3/3. That'll make this trigger twice.
I mean, this works with like stuff like Wayfarer's Bauble or like Mind Stone, Command Sphere. I mean, it's kind of cool. I mean, you can get an extra land, you can draw an extra card. I've seen a few builds online on this, and like, I mean, I get it. I can see the coolness of it, but I just don't want to. Every time I see it, I want to build it, and then I say, fuck this, absolutely not.
Yep.
David, we all know that you love Ashnod. What do you think of this?
I'm crying.
Why? Don't you love this
Because,
one as much as the other one they showed us?
I mean, this one is better. I don't like the 5 mana. 5 mana is, I don't know, it's a weird spot for me with commanders because, like, that is where I look at it. It was like, man, this thing needs to do something right away. Otherwise, it's probably going to die, and I'm just never going to recast this thing. It's a 1/4 with Death Touch, which tells me it's probably not doing anything combat related. And its ability is very restrictive. I'm just surprised they didn't say do this only once per turn. Like, not to say that it needs it. I'm just surprised they don't have it on here.
I mean, there's like a couple cards you can throw in this deck that kind of like would help it out. Like there's Liquid Metal Coating, 2 costs. You can tap it. Target permanent becomes an artifact in addition to its other types. So you can kind of get around stuff with this card. But I mean, at the same time, like this is so specific. Like I just don't really, I don't see this going anywhere.
You know why, Steven?
Why?
Because you can't use Ashnod with Ashnod.
I mean, I guess
you 100% can, but I mean, it's stupid.
I guess
Well,
you
yeah,
play
but
this with like Bolus's Citadel, and you use its ability to sacrifice your things and hit an opponent for 10. I'm sorry, for 10 twice.
20.
And sometimes that might.
You know what you could do, David?
What?
You could just put Demonic Consultation and Thassa's Oracle on this.
All right, look, we figured it out. We did break Crixus. I'm not here for this card. A lot of the things that I would want to put in this deck are not artifacts and creatures that do the sacking.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'll just end it with this. I had the privilege of doing the upgrade for the Mishra Precon, and I took this out of the 100 immediately.
Sad.
That is sad. But let's move on to the grades. What are we grading this, Mr. David?
I'm going to give it a C just because, like, on principle, I don't think I can go any lower. It does things. It's incredibly slow and probably a little too fragile. I'm still going to stick with a C.
Yeah, I'm joining you there. This is a C for me, too.
Yeah, I will triple up on that. It's definitely a C.
Until I've been shown the way, I'm going to quadruple up on that. It's a C.
All right. Well, the average here for Ashnod is a C. Moving on to Farid, Enterprising Salvager. Farid Enterprising Salvager is 2 in a red for a 3/3 legendary creature human soldier. It says whenever a non-token artifact you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, create a colorless artifact token named Scrap. It has an ability where you can pay 1 in a red to sacrifice an artifact to choose one. Put a +1/+1 counter on Farid. It gains menace until end of turn. You can go target creature, or you can discard a card, then draw a card.
Garbage.
Seems like a lot of hoops.
That's a lot of scrap.
That's kind of what I said. I said, like the things that makes this card is scrap.
Are you trying to say crap or scrap? I don't know what you're trying to say anymore.
This is scrap, dude.
Scrap?
It scraps.
It's scrap.
Scrap.
What do we think?
Yeah, I don't
Dave?
get it.
This is a relatively cheap commander with 3 modal abilities on it. They're actually pretty cool. I actually do like the discard a card to draw a card. The filtering there is pretty nice. Goading a creature has the potential to kind of mess with your opponents a little bit. And if you want to, you can pump him and then potentially also get in for some combat damage with the extra evasion. I think this is a commander that a lot of your opponents are going to look at and probably think that you're not doing much with, and then you can actually have some fun with. At the same time, he's in mono red, and that's going to be a lot of mana for you to activate his ability. So that's kind of a big downside.
I don't think it's
You got to
powerful.
put artifacts into your graveyard.
I don't think that's very difficult to do.
It's not fun though.
I think there are tons of other mono red commanders that are way better for A, artifact fun, and B, mono red fun.
I mean, I agree with you. I'm not trying to say that this card is great. I'm honestly not even trying to say that this card is good. I just don't think this card sucks.
I guess you could use this ability to sacrifice one of your artifacts to do that first, and then make a scrap, and then start doing with the scraps.
See,
Well,
like
yeah,
he feeds
that's
himself.
the idea. That's the idea. It doubles up on itself, right? You
Yeah.
get rid of one of your artifacts. It makes an artifact. You get rid of that artifact.
Yeah, but
I
then that
just-
artifact won't create another scrap. I don't.
Yeah,
You
obviously.
gotta still feed it real artifacts.
So I guess we could say this card's pretty meh.
Scrappy. Oh,
Scrappy. Yeah, let's move on to the grades. I'm sticking with my original grade. This is a D for me. I don't think it's good at all.
yeah. I kind of want to give it a D with you as well, man. Hope we don't get hit on that one.
I'm gonna give it a C.
I am also going to give this a C.
Well, Farid gets an average grade of a C. Moving on to the Burnished Banner himself. This is Mishra, Eminent One. Mishra, Eminent One is 2, a blue, a black, and a red for a 5/4 legendary creature human artificer. It says at the beginning of combat on your turn, create a token that's a copy of target non-creature artifact you control, except its name is Mishra's War Form, and it's a 4/4 construct artifact creature in addition to its other types. It gains haste until end of turn. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. We're going to go ahead and start off with the man himself that did this deck tech. If you guys haven't seen that, check the description for the $100 and $300 deck tech upgrade video. Steven, what do we think of this as a commander?
This card's amazing, man. I mean, to be quite honest with you, after like goldfishing with this commander, after doing the 100 and the 300, it's solid, man. Like, this is pretty amazing, the things you can do with it. And like, I could go on and on and on, but I would rather you guys just go watch the Precon upgrades.
Give me a little tease, huh? Shit.
David, what do you think of this one?
I think he's really powerful. If he can get up and running, there's a lot of crazy stuff that you can do with him. My only thing about him that I'm not super high on is, like I mentioned before with a couple of other cards, he's at 5 mana. He's at that sweet spot where it's not going to be difficult for you to be able to take your opponent off this card and just make it a little bit too expensive. But this is a card that if it does have the opportunity to stick around, it might just kill you.
100%.
Yeah, I think it's very flexible. Could go in a ton of different routes, but I don't see him winning a game very quickly because I feel like most people will see it coming.
Well, yeah, they know your game plan. But
Yeah,
when you're
but
making copies of strong artifacts and you're doubling up on shit, like I said last time, dude, you can never go wrong with that.
I mean, this card is really strong with end turn stuff. So you have cards like Obeka or the Sundial of the Infinite, where you can basically tap it and end the turn. So the fact that you can basically make that 4/4 construct artifact creature And instead of going to your end step where you sack it, you end the turn immediately and you get to keep it. So if you're making copies of soul rings, or if you're making copies of, just the artifacts that are ramping you, this can get out of hand super quickly. And my favorite part about those end the turn effects is that if somebody targets Mishra to try and get rid of it, you can immediately end the turn on your turn, and the stack is gone. So they really do have to do this on their turn or on somebody else's turn, because if you have the opportunity, it's your turn, you can do some powerful stuff, man.
Sounds fun. Let's move on to the grades. Steven, what are you giving it?
A++.
A++. I'm sticking with a B. I think it's a
You're
good card.
fucking nuts, dude.
Whoa, I'll stick with a B as well, baby.
You're
Steven, I'm sorry, I'm gonna break your heart here. It's not an A+, it's just an A.
Ugh,
Wow.
be still my beating heart.
You thought he was gonna go down to a B. You're like, oh.
The average grade for Mishra Eminent One is going to be an A.
Damn right.
Moving on to Sanwell Avenger Ace. Sanwell Avenger Ace is 1 and a white for a 3/1 legendary creature, human pilot. It says as long as an artifact creature you control is attacking, prevent all damage that would be dealt to Sanwell Avenger Ace. And whenever Sanwell becomes tapped, exile the top 6 cards of your library. You may cast a vehicle or artifact creature spell from among them, then put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Huh.
Meh.
Sanwell again. Yo, this is your Hunter. Love this card.
Samwell Tarley.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Meh.
This
Tell me why
card
it's
is
amazing, Hunter.
weird, man. You always have to be attacking with this to do anything, but you have to be always attacking with something else.
I don't
Yeah,
think
dude.
that's going to be difficult to pull off, in all honesty. And he does dig through your deck relatively quickly. If you're looking to play a vehicle deck, and for whatever reason you don't want to play white-blue, this is a good card.
Yeah,
Fighting
dude.
this card goes extremely well in the Buckle Up deck tech.
Yeah,
Vroom,
that's
vroom.
kind of what I'm alluding to. Is like I think that is just simply better. But I mean, he's not a bad card. I don't think that he's great though.
Ooh, yeah. Maybe you shouldn't be at the helm.
Steven, what do you think of this card?
Meh.
All right, let's move on to the grades. David, what are you giving it?
I think this card is better than 99 than at the helm. So I'm gonna stay at a C with this one.
I'm joining you. This is a C.
This card's definitely a C.
This is a C.
Sanwell Avenger Ace. The average grade here is a C. Moving on to Tawnos, Solemn Survivor. Tawnos Solemn Survivor is 1 and a blue for a 1/3 legendary creature, human artificer. Has an ability where you can pay 2, tap it to create a token that's a copy of up to 1 target artifact token you control. Mill 2 cards. Also has another ability where you can pay 1, a white, a blue, and a black, and tap it, sacrifice 2 artifact tokens, exile an artifact creature card from your graveyard, create a token that's a copy of the exiled card, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types, activate only as a sorcery.
What the fuck?
That's a lot of steps
Seriously.
to that payoff.
No.
So many hoops.
David, tell me why this is good.
I can't. This guy is so slow and mana intensive. It is insane.
I hope we're not missing something here.
No, you create a token, but you have to sacrifice 2 tokens. So then you've got to do that twice. So that's 4 mana on potentially 2 different turns. And then you pay another 4 mana to sacrifice the 2 that you've already sacrificed. And then you make a token that's a copy of the exiled card that you made from your graveyard.
I feel like you just explained that so poorly, tried to cut cards, and made it even more confusing.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Dad.
Is there like a world where you're just sacrificing power stones, like tapping them and sacrificing them?
Or tokens.
Well, aren't power stones tokens?
Yes. Sorry. You are completely right. That's my fault.
Okay. Thank you for being so honest, dude.
I mean, if you can make just 1 artifact token, his first ability, I guess, is reusable over and over and over again. But the second ability, and I don't know, just this card as a whole, it's very, very slow. It's very mana intensive, and that takes me off this card entirely.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, what happened to the toy maker? That guy was way cooler.
This guy takes a lot more time in his toys.
What about the Beast and Bird Maker, dude?
That's Tawnos, same guy.
Yeah.
Steven?
Oh, this is the same guy.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Yo, but look at that picture. This one's like, he's young, he's got full head of hair. The other one, he's like balding and freaking out on birds.
I mean, I watched a video on the Stacks channel, MTG the Stacks on YouTube, and they played this, and the guy playing it went the fuck off, man. Granted, I mean that was like a $500 deck, I think, so you're kind of putting some money into it. I guess at the end of the day, if you put $500 in any deck, it should fucking be pretty good. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just a lot of hoops. It's like everyone's been saying. I can't really say anything else about it.
Yeah, this card's bad. Let's move on to the grades. I'm giving it a D. It does something super slow, though.
I'm going to give this a D as well. It's a bit too restrictive.
I'm going to give it a C. I mean, I agree it's slow and restrictive, but at the same time, after watching what it can do, I think it's still pretty decent.
Yeah, they may give it a C as well. I kind of like it. But it's slow.
Wow. So that average here for Tawnos, this one is a C. Moving on to the leader of the Iron Alliance. This is Urza, Chief Artificer. Urza, Chief Artificer is 3 a white, a blue, and a black for a 4/5 legendary creature human artificer. It has affinity for artifact creatures. It also has another ability that says artifact creatures you control have menace. And it says at the beginning of your end step, create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token. With this creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. Before we jump into this, we do have the upgrades of the $100 and $300 variety of this Precon deck. Check out the description down below for those links to check out what this person, David, created. What do we think of this card, David?
Hi, I'm this person, David. I think this card is pretty solid. It does cost 6 mana, but due to its affinity for artifact creatures, it's probably never actually going to cost 6. So the cost reduction there is pretty impactful. This is a deck that you're going to win just by beating face with it with these giant constructs. But I mean, the fact that he gives them menace is pretty helpful. They're going to be big. You're going to smash. He makes a ton of them pretty quickly. So I think Urza is pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's very good as well, man. Kind of saw what you did with the deck. I liked it a lot. I just think affinity for artifact creatures and building this around just a whole bunch of little creatures. It kind of reminds me a lot. I know this isn't really the same comparison, but the Nightmare Precon deck that gave everything menace as well. That gets out of hand very quickly.
Menace sucks.
Menace is great.
And our
That's the
Precon
reason why I
team
won
beat my
that
ass.
Precon battle, dude.
Yep, I know.
Menace. I guess
Yeah,
you could say it's pretty menacing.
Menacing. Yeah, so this giant construct artifact creature is going to have menace. Seems good.
Does seem pretty good. Is he
What do you think
better
of this?
than the Mishra Precon?
I think that the Mishra
Mm,
Precon has the potential to just close the game out of nowhere with its like with the synergies and combo potential for it, whereas Urza Chief Artificer doesn't have that. But I do think that the Chief Artificer is a much better grindy piece.
That's what I was gonna say. So it seems like Mishra is more of an explosive, where Urza's playing kind of like the long game.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think the fact that this has affinity for artifact creatures is just kind of nuts. Like, how often are you going to be paying the 6 mana? You know what I mean?
You never will.
And doesn't that also take away from commander tax?
It could.
Definitely could.
I
Card's
mean,
nuts.
the majority of the time that you're going to have this deck up and running, I mean, it's very likely this will only cost you 3 mana.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
a 3 mana 4/5 is just fucking outrageous, dude.
That has tons of upside. Yeah, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you sold me.
So, let's move on to the grades then. Shane, what are you giving it?
I'm gonna give this a B. You said it's not better than Mishra because Mishra can explode, but it seems like a very, very solid card.
David, the master of the upgrades for this, what are you giving it?
I'm gonna give it a B as well. It does win through good old smashy combat damage, but I mean he does an excellent job of grinding through, and those creatures are gonna get huge really quickly.
And that's why I'm giving this an A, because I love winning with combat damage. So this seems really powerful.
Good job, Hunter.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this entire set has been super powerful, and that both of these precons have been just nuts, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you, and for that reason, I'm definitely gonna give this an A.
And there we go. The final card here. Urza, Chief Artificer, the average grade is going to be an A. But that is going to do it for us. That is all of the legendary creatures from the Precon EDH decks from the Brothers War. Let us know in a comment down below what you thought of these grades. Did we do right by you? Did we do wrong? Do you disagree? Let us know. And again, check the description for the $100 and $300 upgrades to both EDH decks. That is Mishra's Burnished Banner and Urza's Iron Alliance, made by Steven and David. While you're in the description, you'll find links to our Instagram, our Twitter, and our TikTok. That is at Guys That Magic. Go ahead and follow us on those as well. Hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already so you can see more awesome content like this. And until the next video, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Bye.
Later.
Goodbye.
Yeah,
I
think
should not
he's-
be at the helm.
I think he's great in the 99.
What do you think
I'm
here,
sorry, I
Steven?
didn't mean to cut you off. I didn't mean to cut you off either. I apologize, guys.
Stop apologizing.
Sorry.
Yeah, don't be sorry. Be better.
God,
Okay.
stop cutting me off. It's Steven.
Uh,
Steven, what do you think?
so, Hunter, what were you saying?
Fucking gross, guys. We are in so much shit, dude. This video is going to be longer than the last one.
Just
Oh,
All right.
dude. I hope you keep all that. Okay, Hunter, I will go ahead
Hunter.
and tell you what I feel about the cards.
Steven, what do you think of this card?
Oh my God.
Steven, what do you think of
Steven,
this?
what do you think of this card?
Steven, what do you... I fucking hate you guys. Steven, what do you think of this card?
He just deadpans after all that. Oh shit.
Fucking dying.
Even talk, dude. Jesus Christ.
All right, I'll do it one more time. Here we go. Steven, what do you
Steven, what do
think
you
of
think of
this
this
card? God, fuck you, Shane.
Oh, fuck.
Can't
I won't do
breathe.
this time. I won't do this time, I promise.
Breathe. Shit.
I think Steven's gonna die.
Oh my god.
Steven, what do you think of this card?
Please just do it.
Steven, can you please just say your thoughts so we can move on?
He's gonna ask the question.
All right. Hang on.
Y'all are fucking idiots.
Dude, damn it. I hate you guys.
I'm not even saying anything anymore.
I know, it's so hard to breathe. All right. Steven, what do you think of this card?
Meh.
Fucking hate this, dude.
Holy shit. I'm ready to move on, dude.
All right, let's move on to the grades. David, what are you giving it?
I think the
What?
card is better in the 90.
Dude.
Fuck. I think this card is better than 99 than at the helm, so I'm gonna stay at a C with this one.
I'm joining you. This is a C.
Steven, breathe yet?
This card's definitely a C.
Jesus Christ.
That was so hard to do.
It's a C, dude.
Say it again, Jake.
This is a C.
Dude, this is why we need a Patreon.
Holy shit.
Jesus Christ.
100% the reason why we need a Patreon.
Ah.